All right, it is time to install the wall organization system. These products are from Wall Control. They did send them to me to do an installation video and a review on. We're gonna get these unboxed and they will be installed between the upper and lower cabinets along this entire wall. So I got everything opened up. Very pleased with the product so far. There was no damage in shipping. Kind of laid out in a general orientation of where it's gonna go. We are gonna go ahead and start actually mounting things, and then we'll get into some details about the components that I got that work for me. I will tell you that the amount of different organization components or tools and products, organizational tools, very versatile. I say all that to let you also know that this was a product I was going to purchase regardless of if Wall Control had got back to me. I am going to point out that spacing between my cabinets is higher than normal. Make sure you take measurements and understand what you're purchasing before you purchase it. With that said, we're gonna get started. We're actually gonna mount this panel first, get that on the wall, and we'll work down the wall from there. So in my shop, I have an air system run through my walls. So one of those adapters is sticking out the wall right here. I want to be able to access this once the Wall Control system is installed. So in order to do that, I actually have to drill a hole through this panel. With that done, we can actually get the panel kind of up in place here, which is going to line up right with the edge of this cabinet. And this way I can see exactly where I need to drill my hole. I'm going to be using a stepped drill bit to make this hole. Now that we've done that, we're going to go do a check fit and make sure it fits. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so with the Wall Control, they come with pre-drilled holes that allow you to mount the fasteners that the systems come with. In my case, I am not actually going to hit studs, so I'm going to put wall anchors in. So now that we kind of have that loosely held in place with air fitting, we're going to use our Sharpie and mark all of those locations. Now that we have them all marked, we're going to pre-drill and install wall anchors. We're using the supplied sheetrock anchors. They require a 1/4 inch hole. We're going to go ahead and install the sheetrock anchors. With those done, we are going to mount the panel with the supplied screws. Before we snug all those screws down, we're going to make sure that all 6 of them are started so we don't have an alignment issue. And you can do that by hand. So it would be ideal if you could hit studs for these, and these holes are 16 inches and then 32 inches or 16 and 16, which is standard framing pattern for any traditional house frame. We're gonna continue moving down the wall and put the next 3 panels up. All right, next one. This plug-in specifically on my wall is a 220 plug-in designed for a welding machine. When I built my shop, I envisioned using it differently than I ended up using it. This area was designed for metalwork, and in turn has turned into woodwork, and in turn, this doesn't get used. So in this specific instance, it's flat enough that it will just go underneath of these panels and it won't be an issue. I point that out in order to point out the next one, which is behind the panel. So this does get used all of the time, and I want to be able to access it even once this is installed. So once we get this next panel put up, we're going to cover how we cut a hole in the Wall Control panel put a box extender in the electrical box to bring this out in front of the panel. We'll get to that in a few minutes. I need to go turn off the breaker, disassemble this whole box, mark out on my panel where it's going to end up at. All right, I'm going to go use my grinder and we're going to trim this out and come back and do a couple of check fits. A lot of the clips come and they have these little tabs on the sides which allow you to adjust how loose they are once they're installed. So this one has not been adjusted yet, so we'll just throw this up here and you can see how it wiggles back and forth. It's very minor, but if you adjust these ever so slightly, they fit very well. So I found I just take a pair of lineman's pliers and just barely squeeze down on both sides. A little bit on each side goes a long way. I think that might be over adjusted, but we'll find out here in a second. No, see, and that is much better than it was. Also, The hooks have this double step built into them. So this part goes into the hole first, and then you work it through this double step. It's a little tricky the first time you do it, but once you get used to it, it's really nice, and they don't wiggle loose like a traditional pegboard would, which is a very nice feature. So up to the first slot, roll the bottom in, then the U in the bottom comes down, allows you to go in all the way, and then roll it in. So that one's still a little bit loose. We're going to bend those ears down just a little bit more. And if you're not careful, you overbend them, which is what I just did there. Still easy to undo. And there it is. Well, it is all installed. What you see here is a kit, which is the section over the sink. There were 3 panels and several accessories. The section between the upper and lower cabinets were individual pieces and components that I put into the cart on their website. In this specific instance, I went and built a lot of custom items because I wanted specific things for my shop. This workbench is really intended for kind of a repair, tinker section of my shop. Having all of the tools right here at fingertip, nice and organized, is going to be extremely useful for how I use my shop. Accessories that allow you to hang them individually really work out well. The installation went extremely fast and extremely easy. The provided hardware for mounting the sheetrock anchors and then the screws worked extremely well. The shipping was very easy, the customer service was very good, and the product itself is just high quality. It's steel, so it is magnetic. You can put magnetic holders on there. Those are options that they have on their website. Overall, very, very pleased with the product so far. Had Wall Control not agreed to work with me on this as an affiliate, I still would have bought all of the product you see here myself. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you got a lot out of this one. Hope it gives you some ideas for your own shop and how you could utilize this product. This is an extremely versatile product. Go check out Wall Control's website. They have lots of videos and pictures of great ways you could use this stuff for kitchen, shops, garages, workshops, woodworking, mechanic shops, weightlifting, gym areas. It's just an extremely versatile, very well built, very visually appealing product. Extremely happy with it. I hope you guys got a lot out of this. I really hope you enjoyed. And until next time, thanks for watching.